Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. And if you see my face beaming, glowing, it's because the Knicks finally won a game. I forgot what it felt like. I forgot what it felt like to have that sense of relief when the final buzzer sounds. The Knicks snapped a 4-game losing streak tonight. They had lost 7 of the last 8 games. They had lost 5 straight at home. Now, we still got that losing streak at home that we got to take care of when we come back to the Garden. But the Knicks won. They're 13-16 now. They went down to Houston, and with the help of Deuce McBride and Immanuel Quickley and others, the Knicks were able to rocket past the Houston Rockets for the big win, 116-103. And let's get right to the stories. There it is. There it is. That's the box score. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But before we get to the highlights, I want to focus on something very important. Actually, right in this image here, Burks actually gave a very nice game. Burks actually played a very good game tonight, even though, here, let me see. Let me pull this up here. This is going to be nice. I got this ready here. Burks gave us, even though the guy, they just had a baby. Remember, he looked kind of tired last time, but he was a plus 13. Even though he only scored 9 points, he was a plus 13, 9 rebounds. Very nice game for him, but it's the other 3 guys in this image. Immanuel Quickley, Deuce McBride, and Mitch Robinson. Now, Mitch, I'm going to touch on him first. Mitch scored 17 points in this game. Yeah, 17 points. He was a plus 21, but 13 of those points came in the crucial fourth quarter because somehow the Knicks had allowed the Rockets to crawl their way back in this game, which was so frustrating, and I will get to that because it's something that should just never happen. But Mitch scored 13 points of those 17 in the fourth quarter. 6 of 6, 6 rebounds. He had a block and even had a steal. That was a tremendous fourth quarter from him. Let's hope, kind of like the previous game for Julius when he had that tremendous third quarter, tremendous second half, really, where he scored 25 points in the second half against the Warriors. Let's hope, and he was able to carry it over into this game. He scored 21 points tonight. Now, I have some issues about certain things, certain play calling, but in general, he delivered another productive performance tonight. He even had 6 assists, Julius, and had a steal. So let's hope that this fourth quarter maybe shows Mitch the path out of the funk that he's been in. He's still, you can see he had a little more spring, a little more hop within him. He's still not the guy from last season, obviously. He's not the Mitch that we all know, but he's kind of getting there. Maybe, if the path has 30 steps in it, he jumped 6 of them tonight, possibly. So he got a lot closer. But it's the other 2 guys. The bench unit backcourt. These 2 guys. Tommy Beard tweeted this out right after the game. Backcourt duo of Immanuel Quickley and Deuce McBride combined numbers in tonight's victory over Houston are 39 points, 14 assists. Yes! 14 assists. 9 of those were from Deuce himself. 9 made 3-pointers. Now, 7 of those were from IQ, which was a career high tonight. Kind of shocking to think that IQ's career high was 7, and Grimes has already matched that in his first start. We got some young players here, guys, which is what this whole recap is going to be about. You know that I have been beating the drum loudly and steadily. Play the youth. Embrace the youth fibs. You must. Well, because of COVID, Thibs is being forced to do so. And guess what? They're not just giving you a few minutes here and there. They're not just giving you a little bit of production. No, they're coming out and they're balling. Look at this. 39 points, 14 assists. Well, he put 7 assists. He made a mistake there. I think he made 9 3-pointers, 5 steals. 5 steals. But the most important thing the most important thing that I want us to focus on right now is this. Deuce McBride, here's another tweet from Tommy Beer. He had 15 points, 6 of 11 shooting. He had 9 assists, but the next thing in that line is the most important thing. Zero turnovers. 0 turnovers. That's what a point guard is supposed to do. That's what a point guard is supposed to do. And also his defense, the guy, and he can guard multiple positions without any drop off. Without any drop off, he can guard at least 3 positions. McBride joins Mark Jackson as just the second rookie in Knicks franchise history with 9 assists, 4 steals, and 0 turnovers in a game. That is quite an accomplishment. Mark Jackson, if you guys don't remember, he was Rookie of the Year when he did that. And I was actually there on draft day when we drafted him from St. John's, and St. John's was one of my favorite teams at the time. I loved that squad. And Mark Jackson, couldn't have been happier that we drafted him. And that was the beginning, to pair him with Ewing, the beginning of the renaissance of the Knicks that eventually puttered out. But this is something, guys. This is truly something. And I will say this. Actually, I should have had this tweet ready, and I apologize to Jonathan Wasserman, NBA Draft Was, if you guys haven't followed him on Twitter. He tweeted out, he said, last year, Deuce McBride made 54 pull-ups in 29 games. This is in college. He shot 46% off the catch, always brought defensive energy, measured a 6'9" wingspan, and hit a number of clutch shots. Non-lotto teams that passed because they didn't know what position he'd play made a big boo-boo. But guess who didn't? That's right. The New York Knicks with Walt Perrin and Thibs, who fell in love with him, and Leon drafted him. Look, we are we can say a lot about the free agent signings, but our draft picks in the past 2 seasons, and then you include RJ, but RJ was an easy. I mean, RJ, the number 3 pick, you weren't going to pick anybody else but RJ. We have such an exciting young core, and this young core, by their performance alone, is demanding playtime, significant playtime. It sucks balls that we got hit with COVID, but it's because of COVID that Grimes got his moment to shine, that Deuce got his opportunity to dazzle. That's right. And even Kevin Knox got pulled out of a dusty closet and put on the court, and even he's been splashing 3-pointers, but unfortunately, because of COVID, he's out again. This is a very important win in regards to the youth being the major contributors to it. And I include, even though Mitch, this is his 4th season, I include Mitch in there too, as well. He did not look good in that first half, man. He was getting burned. He was in the wrong spots. He was helping when he shouldn't be helping. We'll probably see some of it here if they show some of the highlights of the Rockets. But he woke up. He woke up in that 4th quarter. I started seeing some signs of him when he first came into the game. I can't remember exactly when he came. I can't remember exactly when he came in the 3rd quarter, but he started showing a little something. I was like, okay, hey, maybe this is happening. Sometimes guys need, I don't know. It's just, I remember when I was an athlete, there were times when I was just in a funk, and then just suddenly a particular play. I used to play a lot of tennis as well. Sometimes it was just the way that I placed the serve for an ace that suddenly gave me a jolt of confidence, and then I just kind of just flowed with that confidence. I stopped thinking so much. I started believing and just doing, and we've seen that with Julius a little bit, signs of life, and now we're seeing it with Mitch. Look, this team, and you know me, I'm an optimistic person, but I'm not a fool either. And that's why it's been so heartbreaking that this team has so pathetically underperformed for its talent level. There is quality on this squad. Are we the most athletic team? No. But our youth, man, they got something. But our vets are talented players. These are high quality players. We don't have superstars. Julius was, he was on the verge, but he regressed so far in the first 29 games. But we're starting to see that maybe he can recapture that magic that he had last season. And I want to focus on the Julius Randle that re-entered the game in the fourth quarter after he had sat out for a while. Taj was playing the majority of the minutes at power forward. Taj and Mitch were sharing the court together. And Taj was doing a yeoman's job. Actually, Taj, I think he was the leader in plus minus. Taj was a plus 22. So he was the leader in plus minus. He gave us 7 points. He even hit a three-pointer. Taj even hit a three-pointer, got a steal, and even got an assist. But there was a nice flow. There was a nice rhythm to that unit that recaptured the lead. We had actually given up the lead. The starting unit just wasn't looking that sharp when we came out of the half. But when Julius re-entered the game, it wasn't iso ball. It wasn't dribble. It wasn't pound it. Knock it off your thigh. It wasn't fumbling it with your fingers and then trying to recapture the possession and you lose 3 seconds on the shot clock. It wasn't that. It was clean decisions. Get the ball, move it, cut, receive the pass, score. That's the beauty of the game. It's not that complex. And Julius fit himself right into that flow, and we were able to get back that lead. We had a 17-point lead in the first half that had disappeared when the starting unit returned into that second quarter. Once the starting unit returned in the second quarter, that lead disappeared. Now, partially, there might be any. Derrick Rose did not return to start in the second quarter. He started the game. He was not himself. I don't even think he scored a point. No, he didn't score a point. His ankle flared up or something. Something happened with his ankle. He didn't return in the second half. But I heard, because while I was prepping for this, I heard Thibs say that he didn't think it was anything serious. He just, was feeling some discomfort and didn't want to put too much. I don't know. He just basically. He didn't feel comfortable coming back into the game. And that was probably the smart choice. That was the smart choice. Because that unit just wasn't looking right. And, if Rose isn't there to power that unit and guide it and lead it, it goes into total disarray. And we saw it. They gave up a 17-point lead against we're depleted. We're missing tons of players, but so are the Rockets. And the Rockets are one of I think they're one of the worst. They're maybe the second worst team in the league. I'm not sure. Even though they have been winning of late, I think they're 7. They've won 7 out of the last 10 or something like that. Before this game. Now they lost this game. They lost. The Knicks won. The Knicks won a game. What a relief, guys. Oh man, I'm so hyped. But let's also look. Here, you see what Taj does here. Nice little move here. But Immanuel Quickley caught fire in that fourth quarter, guys. He caught fire. Immanuel Quickley scored 24 points in this game. He was a plus 19. But of those 24 points, 15 of them came in the fourth quarter where he was just draining threes left and right. It was magical. And like I said before, he hit 7 threes tonight. That was his career high. Fabulous. This was such a much needed win, guys. Much needed win. You guys know it. Because if we don't win these kind of games, we have no hope. No hope at all of trying to reclaim the magic that we had last season. That squad was such a gritty squad, but in the first couple of months of the season, they also struggled. I mean, I think we were 12-16 last year around this time. So, and that was pre the Derrick Rose trade. Interestingly enough, remember there was a rumor. It wasn't a rumor, but Berman came out with the article today saying that the Knicks are showing interest in Eric Gordon. Well, Eric Gordon auditioned tonight for this team, and, he gave 5 points. And he's in the top 10 of 3-point shooting percentage in the entire NBA, but tonight he didn't hit any, 0-4. Now, he was struggling. He actually has a thigh injury, and he didn't play the game before. So it's possible that he just wasn't right. So, and in the pregame we commented on. I'll spin that pregame section out because I had Keese and Foxy on it, and we discussed Eric Gordon and the possibility of trades. I'll spin if you guys should check out because we talk about it in the beginning part of the pregame show. We don't barely even get into the actual matchup until later on. So, but you should check that out. But it was just interesting that the audition did not go well for Eric Gordon for the Knicks. So here we go. You see Nerlens, 18 minutes, 0 points. He was also not an effective player for us tonight. He was a -8 overall. And what's the other thing I want to talk about? Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier, even though he committed, he's only credited with committing 2 turnovers, but there were other plays. It was those non-turnover turnovers that result in bad possessions. He had a few of those, but he woke up. Look at that. 3 of 6 from the 3-point line, 8 of 12 overall. 8 of 12 overall. So that means he hit 5 of his 6 2-pointers. That's the kind of production we need from you, man. Come on. Come on, Frenchman. I know you have it in you. I have watched you play for years. I know the kind of player that you are. You are an offensive dynamo. You can do this. Look, 23 points tonight. Even gave us 3 assists. Only 1 rebound, though. Always kind of a concern when you have an uneven box score like that. But when you wake up like that, that's a wonderful thing. But look at those 17 points for Mitch. Outstanding. 15 for Deuce, 24 for Quickley. And the Knicks shot 36, put up 36 3-pointers, connected on 17 of them for a 47.2%. We have the shooting ability on this team. And remember, we're doing this while we're missing RJ. Yeah, and we're missing Grimes, who RJ and Grimes are probably our 2 best 3-point shooters. I'm going to put that out there. I think by the end of the season, you will see that they will be our 2 best 3-point shooters. They're not even playing tonight. And then Knox as well. Knox is also one of our best 3-point shooters, but he barely gets any burn, so it's hard to include him in that. Man. But let's look at this. The plus minus. This is the final proof. The final proof to you, Tom Thibodeau, that you have last year, I'm using your own words again on you, was last year. Last season was last season. This is this season. This season, your most productive players are the ones that are not getting enough minutes. Look at this. Look at that. McBride, plus 19. Quickley, plus 19. All the starters except for Burks were a minus in the plus minus. And it showed because you guys coughed up the leads when the starters came back into the game. So there's the proof. That's why I love this statistic. Now, again, there's always anomalies every once in a while, but there it shows right there. You saw it. If you watch this game tonight, you know that this plus minus right here, this graph, is very representative of what we saw tonight. There it is. And look, see what I'm talking about? Look at when the Knicks take leads, extend the leads. It's when the bench is on the court. It's right there. Sometimes answers are right in front of your face and they're very easy. And if you resist them, it leads to doom. And that's why we're in the situation that we're in. We should be at minimum 17-12 instead of 13-16. But I do believe that we may be, by New Year's, if the season continues, because that's a whole other story. And you should also check out the pregame, because we talk about the possibility, the issues with COVID, the possibility of there being something I recommended, a holiday pause for the season until January 10th, where everybody, well, you guys watch it. You let me know what you feel about it. But here we go. Points in the paint. They beat us points in the paint. Fast breaks. There were hardly any fast breaks in this game. 8-4. We won that. Points off turnovers. That's where we won this game, man. They made 19 turnovers. We made 12, but we got almost 30 points off of those 19 turnovers from there. We got 29 points. And the three-point shooting. That three-point shooting was magical tonight. It worked to perfection. And that is something that we can replicate over and over again, because we have shooters on this team. If we keep moving the ball around to find good open looks for our shooters. And another key thing is, let's remember this. Julius Randle's three-point shot has returned. And that's like the key in the lock. Turns it, opens the door for everything else positive to happen on the court for these Knicks. I want you guys to believe in this team. I believe in it, but it's only one game. Now they got to follow it up with an effort, a complete effort on Saturday versus the Boston Celtics. And I know they can do it. Even shorthanded, even depleted. We got the players, we got the horses on this squad right now to power us through to victories. All right, man. Well, if you enjoyed this, thank you for watching and subscribe. I didn't even say this in my subscribe message earlier. Please subscribe and turn on the notification bell and hit the thumbs ups. Very much appreciated. And most importantly, drop your comments. I love the comments. I read them all. Even if I don't comment on them, I read them all, and they inform me about what happens on the Knicks-Verse. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for watching this. The next pregame will probably be on Keys. Yes, it will be on Sports Vibes TV. I'll be on there. So please check it out. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.